Good morning, students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 3. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson vegetative morphology. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen what is vegetative morphology. Study of external organs in a plant parts is known as vegetative or morphology. The vegetative organs are stem, leaf, root and branches. Then we have seen what is root system. The radical region of embryo which gives rise to form a plant part is known as root system. Then it is divided into taproot system and fibrous root system. Taproot system is the characteristic features of dicot plant. Fibrous root system or adventitious root system which is present in the monocot plant, particularly grasses. This example is grasses. Then we have seen characteristic features of root, negatively geotropic, colorless, non-green, absence of chlorophyll pigment, fix the plant firmly to the soil, that is anchoring. Then nodes, internodes and buds are absent, but some exceptional case roots which contain the adventitious buds. Then we have seen functions of root system, that is primary function and secondary function. Then we have seen root modification, that is divided into taproot modification and adventitious root modification based on the function. Up to this only we have seen in the previous video class. Now we are going to see another vegetative organ of a plant body, that is shoot system or stem. Dear students, shoot system. The plumule region of an embryo of a germinating seed develops into a shoot system. So the shoot system which are forming the main axis that bears leaves from its tip, and also the shoot system which are consisting of apical meristem at the tip, which the cells are actively dividing and gives rise to a shoot system in the plant body. Dear students, at the tip of the shoot it contains apical meristem. The apical meristem which undergo repeated division to form a mass of cell is called tissue known as leaf primordium. So that means some scientists told that leaves which are arising from the shoot only, that means stem portion, how it is arising or produced means at the tip of the shoot they are containing the apical meristem. The apical meristem which undergo repeated division to form a mass of tissue is known as leaf primordium. So what is primordium? That means first form of a leaf. So after that tissue only modified into young leaf. So that young leaves which are producing from the tip of a shoot with the help of apical meristem present in the tip region. Then the leaf which are arising from the shoot or a main axis or a stem is known as nodal region. It's an important 2 mark question. Define node or differentiate between nodes and internodes. Dear students, kindly see the words given here. The leaves which are arising from the shoot or a stem that region is known as nodal region. Stem which contains many nodes. The gap between or a distance between two nodes is known as internodal region. So, the region between the two adjacent means successive nodes, two different nodes, that region is known as internodal region. So, the 1 mark question. The leaf which are arising from the dash of the stem. What is the answer for that one? Node is the answer. Okay. So, how the leaves are? What is leaf primordium? The tip of a shoot which contains apical meristem undergo repeated cell division to form a mass of tissue is called a leaf primordium. Is another important 2 mark question. So, this is the general introductory part of shoot system. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the dicot seed. That means embryo. I told you 3 important region. The lower part of the main axis is said to be radicle. From this radicle only, they are producing the root system below the soil. Then in the lateral, the oval shaped structure is known as cotyledon. 2 cotyledon is there. That's why the plants are named as dicotyledon. Di means 2. The embryo of an seed which contains 2 cotyledon, that is said to be dicotyledon. Then at the tip of the main axis, they are producing 2 young leaf, that is known as plumule region. The plumule only afterwards gives rise to shoot system above the ground level. So this is said to be the dicot embryo. If it is monocot embryo means the cotyledon which is only 1, that is said to be monocotyledon. So this dicotyledon is the characteristic features of the dicotyledon which are showing the taproot system and the monocotyledon which are showing the fibrous root system. So whatever may be, the embryo which contains 3 parts, upper part is the plumule, lower part is the radicle producing root system, plumule which are producing shoot system, the lateral, the oval shaped structure is known as cotyledon. Dear students, see the diagram. It is a parts of a flowering plant. The yellow color region which constitute the ground level. So parts of a plant which contains 2 important regions. The below the ground level is said to be root system. Above the ground level is said to be the root shoot system. Dear students, in a shoot system, it consists of stem, leaf and a bud. See, in the stem portion where the leaves are arising or producing, that is said to be the nodal region. The gap between the 2 leaves, it's said to be, what is that one? Internodal region. So the space between the successive nodes or adjacent nodes is known as internodal region. So this is the region which is present in the shoot system or stem. Dear students, next important 2 mark and 5 mark question. General characteristic features of stem. Dear students, stem is the aerial portion of the plant. That means above the ground level. Now only I showed the diagram. The above portion which is located in the plant parts is known as stem or a shoot system. Then the stem is always growing towards the sunlight. So that is the positive character, isn't it? So positively phototropism and always negative from the soil, that is geotropism. So negatively geotropic is another important pointer. Then stem or a shoot is differentiated into nodes and internodal region. Then the stem which bears two important organ, vegetative organ as well as the reproductive organs are present in the shoot system. So the vegetative organs are bud and branches of a plant. Then leaves, everything the vegetative organ. And the floral buds afterwards modified into flower, flower producing the fruit, fruit which contains seed inside. So that is the reproductive organ which is present in the stem region. Then the buds are divided into two. Some buds which is present in the angle position, that means between the stem and a stalk of a leaf. That bud is said to be axillary bud. Then tip of a stem which contains the bud which is known as apical bud, or the technical term is terminal bud. Terminal means apex or a tip. So two types of buds are which is present in the shoot system. Then the young stem is always green in color, so that it is responsible for photosynthesis. Then during the reproductive growth, stem produce flowers and fruits. Then branches are arising exogenously. What is exogenous in origin? Means stem which are producing, that means the lateral branches of a stem which are arising from the cortical region of an shoot system. That type of origin is known as exogenous origin. So that's why they are given lateral branches are arise exogenously. Then in stem stems, they are producing or they contain hair-like outgrowth is known as epidermal as, which is multicellular in nature. That is said to be the different characteristic features of shoot system or stem. Is a very important 2 mark and 5 mark question. Next we are going to see the functions of a stem. Like root system, stem is also showing the two important function. One is the primary function, another one is the secondary function. The first function is it gives mechanical support to the plant to stand erect, that means straight. Then it bears leaves, flowers and fruits. That is the primary function. It gives mechanical support to the plant parts and it bears leaves, flowers and fruits. Then it transports the water and mineral nutrients to the other parts of a plant body from the root. So root only absorbing water and mineral salts from the soil. From that it transports to the stem region. Stem which are transporting water and mineral salts to other parts of a plant body. Then it transports the food material prepared by the leaves to other parts of the plant body. Not only transporting water and mineral salts, it transporting the food material which is prepared in the leaves by a process is known as, what is that one? Photosynthesis. So that prepared food materials are transported with the help of shoot system. So this is the primary functions of a stem. Dear students, one 2 mark and 3 mark question. Write the primary functions of a stem. First one, it gives mechanical support. It bears leaves, flowers and fruit. It transports water and mineral salts from other part of a plant body. Then it transports the food material which is prepared by leaves to different parts of the plant body. Dear students, next one is the secondary functions of a stem. So like root region, stem is also storing the food material. So that function is known as food storage. For example, potato, we all know that one. So you thought that potato is a vegetable. Yes, it's correct only. But this potato is a stem modification. What is a stem modification? A stem portion which are storing the food material and the shape of the stem which is modified into oval shape, that is potato. That type of stem function is known as food storage. The example is given here. Solanum tuberosum is the binomial name of potato. Potato is binomial. Solanum tuberosum. Then colocasia. So colocasia is otherwise known as karunekiழங்கு. Okay. Colocasia antiquorum is the binomial name of karunekiழங்கு. In English we know as yam. Okay. And ginger officinale. So ginger, we all know that one. In Tamil we call it inji. So the binomial name of ginger officinale is the stem region which are storing the food material. So that is said to be food storage function in stem. Then second one, perennation or reproduction. You have some of the stem portion which is responsible for the vegetative reproduction. That is said to be perennation or reproduction. Example, gingifer officinale, that means ginger. Dear students, the ginger which contains many nodes and internodal region. And also we all know that one ginger is covered with a scale, outer scale. So in the externally, if you can able to see the ginger, the outer surface which are showing the ring-like structure with regular intervals or lines. That lines are known as nodal region. The gap between the two nodes is known as internodal region. Then at the tip of the ginger, they possess or they contain terminal bud. So this terminal bud afterwards gives rise to a new individual when you are buried the ginger into the soil with all the environmental factors. So that's why this type of reproduction is known as vegetative reproduction or perennation. Another one, curcuma longa. So curcuma longa in English, it is turmeric. Dear students, curcuma longa is a turmeric. In Tamil we call it manjal. So that is also which contains nodes and internodal region and apical bud. When you bury it under the soil, they gives rise to new individual turmeric plant and ginger plant. That is said to be perennation or reproductive function. Then water storage. Example, opuntia. In Tamil we call it chapati kalli. In that opuntia, the stem which are storing the watery content for further use or to do the metabolic activities. That is said to be water storage. Then buoyancy, example, Neptunia. So that means the floating nature of the plant in the water is measured by a stem which is present in Neptunia plant. That is known as buoyancy. Photosynthesis. In some plants, instead of leaf, the stem which is doing the photosynthetic function to reduce the rate of transpiratory process. And also, in some plants the leaves is absent or which is modified into thorns. So in those plants, the stem which is doing the functions of leaf, that is photosynthesis. Example, opuntia, ruscus, casuarina. Casuarina in Tamil, Saukamaram, Euphorbia, and Caralluma. So these plants are xerophytic plants. They are unable to get the water sufficiently. So in those plants, the leaves are modified into different shapes to avoid transpiratory process, so that in those plants, the stem which are doing the photosynthetic function, that type of function is known as photosynthesis by stem. Then protection, in some plants, the stem which are modified into sharp pointed thorns and also hooks to protect the plants against the grazing animals. That is said to be protection function of a stem. Example, citrus, that means lemon plant, Duranta, Bougainvillea, in Tamil we call it Kagidapu, Acacia, that means in Tamil Karvela Maram, Phlegia and Carissa. So those are all the different plants, the stem which are modified into or producing sharp pointed elongated organ is known as thorn. Okay. Next one, support. Some weak stemmed plants, the plants are unable to stand erect. In those plants, the stem which are giving the mechanical support, example, Passiflora, Bougainvillea, Vitis, Cissus quadrangularis. So Cissus quadrangularis in Tamil, Parandai. So in those plants, the stem which are giving the mechanical support. So those are all the different secondary functions of a stem is very, very important. 2 mark, 3 mark and 5 mark question. Dear students, next we are going to see the organ which is present in the shoot system, that is the bud. So bud is a growing point of a stem which are surrounded by a many scale leaves. The buds which are producing from the bud primordium, that means first form of a bud, it's said to be bud primordium. From that primordium only they are producing the buds. So these buds which are composed of main axis, nodes and internodes. All these 3 axes, nodes and internodes are present in the form of compressed one. That means very short form. Everything which is present inner side of the bud region. And also these buds are enclosed by a young leaves. When these buds are showing the growth movement, it elongates, that means the internodal region of the buds which is present inner side elongates and spreads out the leaves outside. So that the scientist architect is gives an idea that bud is the original shoot. Afterwards it produces the lateral branches. Then afterward these branches are developing a flower or inflorescence. Flower inflorescence means collection of a flower in a common axis is known as inflorescence. So whatever may be, the bud which is present in the shoot only covered with scaly leaves possess compressed form of main axis, nodes and internodal region. Once it's showing the growth form, the internodal region elongated and spreads out the leaves outside. Not only that, afterwards these buds are produce the flowers or inflorescence with lateral branches. So based on the origin, bud is also differentiated into different types. One is the terminal or apical bud. I told you, the bud which is present at the tip of the shoot or an stem is known as terminal bud or apical bud. Another one is the lateral bud or axillary bud or axile bud. The angle between the main axis of a stem and the stalk of a leaf, that angle, it possesses the bud. That buds are known as lateral buds or axillary bud or axil bud. So this is the two type of buds based on the origin. Origin means where it is produced. Tip means terminal bud. Axil means axillary bud. Okay. Another type of bud is also there based on the function. One is the vegetative bud. Another one is the floral or reproductive bud. First, we are going to see terminal bud or apical bud, lateral bud or axillary bud. Dear students, this is the important book back question. Differentiate between terminal bud and axillary bud or apical bud and lateral bud. I told you the bud which is present at the apex or tip of the main stem is known as apical bud, and also the tip of the branches also possess the bud is known as terminal bud. Next one, lateral bud or axillary bud. The bud which is present in the axial of the leaves that developed into a lateral branches, or it produces the reproductive organ is known as flower. So this is the two type of buds based upon the origin. Next one, extra axillary bud. These buds are produced at the nodal region. What is a node? Where the leaves is arising in the main axis or a stem is known as, what is that one? Node, isn't it? So some buds are which are producing in the nodal region, but outside the axil of the leaf. It is not producing in the axial leaf, it producing in the, what is that one? Nodal region. That buds are known as extra axillary bud. Example, Solanum americanum. So Solanum americanum in Tamil, Manatakali or Manitakali is the binomial name of Solanum americanum. Okay. The next one, accessory bud. So accessory buds are said to be extra bud on either side or above the axillary bud. That means it is an extra bud which is producing on either side or above the axillary bud. That is known as accessory bud. Example, citrus and duranta. The next one is the adventitious bud. So dear students, up to this we have seen 4 buds. One is the terminal bud. Second one, axillary bud. Third one, extra axillary bud. That means apart from the axial, it present in the nodal region, isn't it? The next one, accessory bud, means the bud which is producing on either side or above the axillary bud. It's known as, what is that one? Accessory bud. The last one is the adventitious bud. That means bud which is arising rather than the apart from the stem region is known as, what is that one? Adventitious bud. Normally buds are producing in the stem region, isn't it? But some buds are which are producing other than the stem region. Those buds are known as adventitious bud. is the important 2-mark question. What is adventitious bud? Simply the answer is the bud which are producing other than the stem region is known as adventitious bud. So it is divided into different types. First one is the radical bud. Dear students, have you remembered the word radical? What is that one? It is a part of an embryo, that means lower part of an embryo, which gives rise to root system, isn't it? So whenever you are going to hear the word radical, which means root only. Okay. So the bud is known as, what is that one? Radical bud. So the bud which are arising from the lateral roots afterwards gives rise to a new plant. Those buds are known as radical bud. So see the word where the bud is arising, the root region. So apart from the or other than the stem region, the buds are arising. Those buds are known as adventitious bud. One of the adventitious bud is radical bud. Example, Millingtonia. Another one, Bergera coingi or Murraya coingi. In English name, it is curry leaves. In Tamil, it is known as karivepilai. So that is said to be Murraya coingi is the binomial name of curry leaves or karivepilai. Coffea arabica, that means coffee seeds. The binomial name of Coffea arabica. So coffee seeds is Coffea arabica. And Aegel marmelas. So Aegel marmelas is the binomial name of Wilwum plant. So these three are the example of radical buds. Dear students, one 3-mark question is there. What is radical buds? Give example. It's a very, very important 2-mark and 3-mark question and also 1-mark question. How they'll ask the 1-mark question? Radical buds are present in dash plant. So out of these 3, they will give one of them. Other 3 are not, they are presenting the radical buds. Okay. Then another type of adventitious bud is foliar buds. Foliage. So in the previous video classes, I told you foliage means leaves. So the bud which are producing from the margin of a leaves, those buds are known as, what is that one? Foliar buds. Example, begonia. The elephant ear plant, the shape of the plant is look like elephant ear. And bryophyllum, we all know that one, bryophyllum. It's a sprout leaf plant. That means at the margin itself, they are producing the another plant, isn't it? So how it is taken, how it is producing in the margin itself, new young plant. That process is known as vegetative reproduction by budding, isn't it? In plants. So these foliage buds only afterwards gives rise to new bryophyllum plant. Then another one, colline buds. So radical means rooted, foliage means leaves. Another one, colline buds. That means in some plants, a colline is a Greek word which means stem. Okay. So some part which are directly arise from the stem, either from a cut, pruned end or from the branches. So that means if you are cutting the branch of a tree, in that cut portion itself, they are producing the buds. A pruned end, that means, or from a branches, that is said to be pruned end, the end of a branches. So these buds are known as colline buds. These buds which are responsible for vegetative reproduction are propagules. Propagules means vegetative reproduction. They are produced in the stem portion in the form of tuberous-like structure. Tuberous means like potato. So tuberous structure or sweet potato, sakravali or tapioca, maravali like that. The shape I am telling. Okay. So that is said to be the stem as a tuberous structure. Example, Dioscorea and agave. So these are all the three different types of adventitious bud. Radical bud, that means bud arising from the root. Another one, foliage bud, bud which are arising from the margin of a leaf. Then colline bud, the bud which are producing from the directly from the stem region, either from the cut or from the branches. So that write a short notes on adventitious bud is an important 5-mark question. So kindly note down this paragraph which contains 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark and 5 mark question. So dear students, up to this we have seen what is bud, two different types of bud based on the origin, and also another two types of bud based on the function. Then we have seen different types of bud, terminal, axillary, accessory, then extra axillary, then adventitious bud. The adventitious bud again divided into radical, foliage and colline buds. Dear students, I hope have you all understood what is shoot system, characters of a stem, primary and secondary functions of a stem and different types of bud. Up to this, I conclude my video. Remaining, we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.